Hey guys, welcome back. We're doing the Talking Stick episode number 27, and we are here live in Phoenix Airport. So we're getting nice and fancy. This is one of the goals we talked about going on travel, meeting new friends. We're keeping everything fresh. We got done with the NUCUI conference, National Urban Indian Health Council, right? So that's what we done a while ago. And my guest here is the CEO of the Bakersfield American Indian Health Project, Angel Galvez.
Hey, what's up, everyone? It's good to be here on your channel, Johnny. Thanks for inviting me. Mm-hmm. It's really exciting. This is my first podcast with you, and I look forward to just engaging.
Yeah, we're real, man. Look at airport. Looking to make some noise while we're here too. Get everybody going.
10-4, 10-4. You know, hopefully we don't get arrested.
Oh, we'll be all right. Take the Navajo and hope you got us.
Yeah.
Yeah. We got enough grants to get us out. But anyway, yeah, we got done with the conference right now. And there we have made a lot of inspiring people along the way. And, we got inspired working with ours, Bakersfield, our own Indian Health Project, looking to change that project into a health center. That's the goal. So yeah, we done a lot going on this past year, 3 years for him, 1 year for me. And we done a lot of positive for our own urban Indian health center in Bakersfield, California. Central California, that's where, we're from, in that area. So like you guys know, Tule River Yokut's tribe, he was also part of our area too, back home. So he provides a lot of positive feedback and a lot of bad feedback too that he's experienced along the way dealing with Indian country. But we're doing a lot of positive things. So I'll let Angel talk a bit about, it's about mental health awareness month too.
That's right.
For May. So there's been a lot of things that we've been working on at the project itself. And I'll let Angel talk a little bit about what he does at Bakersfield American Indian Health Project.
Sure. Thanks, Johnny. So as you know, I wear a lot of hats, and part of that is just really to bring whole person care to our urban Indians that live in Kern County. And often many of these urban Indians that are living in Kern County are from many of the tribes that perhaps you represent, and I'm speaking to the audience. May is really one of those months that is recognized nationally as Mental Health Awareness Month. And, this last week we had a tribal member from the Tejon Indian tribe, Mr. Fast Frankie Torres. So he goes by Fast Frankie because he cycles. That's his therapy. Many of you might know him. He uses his bike, a thing that has no heart, no mind, provides him the therapy and the sobriety that he needs in order for him to stay safe.
All about, staying busy, keeping your mind busy so you can stop feeding on those addictions that your past. So keeping the mind busy is very, very important. Whatever you love to do. I know me, it's weightlifting, powwow,
dancing, powwow, weightlifting. It might be, tribal games. It might be other things that you probably, as an individual, feel that provides you that balance.
For the elders, is going to the casino,
working that left or right arm, and
slapping the machine
and the button. But even laughter, right? We're all laughing about it, and this in Indian country is something that we should be doing more. Is laughing,
yes.
Joking, good solid jokes. It's our peoples we're talking about, so our jokes, and that's fine. We can do that, and not take offense to them. So that laughter, that's good medicine.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, a lot of inspiring words that we met along the way. I don't know if you want to touch a little bit about the conference we just got done, and he got an award, leadership award, Urban Indian Health Center Leadership Award, representing for California, not just Bakersfield, California in general, because it's national,
right? For
urban Indian health clinics. And he took home the leadership award. That's something very, very proud to do, national level.
Thank you. One thing I think that really attracted the attention of all of our national leaders. A lot of people are doing great work. A lot of people are reaching other people to really provide them the services. But the one thing I think that really led to this award is just the compassion and the caring and the long days. We've been working really long hours.
Yes.
In leadership, we teach this and we talk about this. If you really want to perfect something, you got to spend less time sleeping and more time working. Be active. Just like he said, like Johnny said about always keeping your mind busy with something productive. So that's what we've been doing. That's what we've been working on. And thankfully, this got really the national attention of our National Council for Urban Indian Health. They're based out of Washington, D.C., but they have many satellite offices. So that's what brought us over here. We're just coming back. It was a beautiful award, very nice ceremony, very good speeches. And really, all of this information we're bringing back to our local urban, which is in Bakersfield.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, our indigenous traditions, we say he got the biggest buck. He brought it home. And we were celebrating. Yeah. But one main thing there at the conference is just, there's a lot of, fighting against Washington Hill, Capitol Hill. There's a lot of fighting, for our own people. But this time, we need to celebrate one time. You got to celebrate the win, or the war party is what they call it. You got to celebrate, the victory sometimes. And then we go back out in the field. That's just how it was looked at that day.
That's right. Yeah. That's right. We really enjoyed the first couple of days. Last night was a ceremony. One thing I think that I can share and that I'm taking back from this conference is really like the immense gratitude that a lot of people have. There was doctors there, lawyers, a lot of other board of directors, kind of like Johnny, he's on our health board. A lot of diverse board of directors that really have a compassion for serving all of our Native people. And one of those key elements is recognizing that our traditional, cultural ways of healing, all those holistic approaches, are actual evidence-based, community-based, yes. Something of an approach that should be recognized by our reimbursement, by Medi-Cal, by the federal agencies. So really providing more funding for us to do these things, because as you all know, it's not easy for us to get some of that land back. That costs. That's expensive. And a lot of our traditional ways is incorporating the land, the environment, the nature, the trees, the water, the fire. And so that's the key right there, is utilizing federal funding
for our elements.
Mm-hmm. To be able to get back into our element and find that balance. So thank you, Johnny, for bringing that up. That's really the key. That's what we're pushing up at the Capitol Hill, and also over in our own local area at Sacramento, over in our districts, in our region, working with our legislators. So be that voice, vote, pay attention, connect with us, be part of our system, because all of you matter, all of your voices matter, and that's how we can get things done, is by the numbers, by the togetherness and the unity.
Yeah, because sometimes, most of the time too, just by meeting with people, we don't have to recreate the wheel, because it's already been created. And you just take someone's, borrow whatever their template is, or call it cookie cutter or whatever, because they've already been through the process within their own state or federal. So depending on what Indian Health Center you're going to go to, meaning organization, so you don't have to, reinvent, because there's been a lot of ideas that have already been out there, and you have to find the right people to actually do the work. One thing is, we could approve and deny all day, but no one's going to be doing the workhorse, doing the work. And Angel's been that workhorse for us as CEO in his position, and he's been doing a lot of great things within this past year. I mean, getting the war national, that says a lot, man. It comes with the raise, that's bragging rights.
Yeah,
because there's a lot of health centers there that are big time there, and little Bakersfield we got it. It's pretty amazing. It's amazing.
It is a big achievement. I feel that it is a big achievement. I think you nailed it on the head, Johnny, when you said
raise.
No, not that part. Not that part. I'm happy and I'm humble, and whatever's fair is fair. But I think what's most important is that recognition, really putting Central Valley, California, Kern County, Tulare County, all these Central Valley counties, we're our urban Indian health on the map. Exactly. Nationally. I was competing against big organizations, very top-notch leaders, but I think what set the difference here is that this small organization that is trying to achieve a full-service clinic, mm-hmm. where we're not even there yet, with a very small team, we're able to accomplish what even big, large teams cannot accomplish. And so I think those monumental changes that have come to Bakersfield has happened through, my leadership, and I'm very proud to serve. And so we're just going to keep going. We're going to keep going and see how far we can get. I'm not going to quit. I still feel young. I still feel like I have a lot of energy.
Show your gray hair.
Yeah.
Nothing right now.
Still got hair. Probably I can't say that in 10 years. You know, I'm gonna be bald and looking wrinkled because of all the stress. But yeah, we're gonna be good. Again, that laughter is good.
Yeah, and so the questions that always get raised is like, you know, when we go after grants, you know, it's more of, you know, federal recognized tribes, and we're dealing with as, you know, a nonprofit urban Indian health center. So there's grants up there that you could go for, but you gotta have the right people to apply for them and actually understand what they're doing, because once you get the grant, you got to follow through with all your goals and objectives and your plans. So that's something that Bakersfield American Indian Health Project has been doing, which has been, you know, showing appreciation to these organizations or, you know, people, conferences or councils who actually gave us money and actually got the work done. You know, we're thankful. I don't know if you want to touch about the 5150s that we spoke about earlier.
Yeah, I could touch it.
Succeeded.
Yeah, I could touch a little bit on that. You know, often when people come to the clinic, they're struggling, they're feeling like they don't belong, they don't have no connectedness to anybody, and so part of that is to really engage with those folks who are hurting the most. And so when we talk about like 5150, that really means like more of a psychiatric hold for psychiatric evaluation. Well, we've been able to really reverse that, work with these people so that they're not feeling like left out. They belong to somebody. They have identity. And so we've been focused on a lot of that traditional and holistic healing in our clinic, that it's reversed that. So on a positive note, at the county system in Kern, there is a individual who works and monitors all the suicides. In fact, there was just a suicide last week in high school. I can't say the high school at this point, but they share with me information if it involves a Native American. And fortunately it wasn't, but sadly it was a Hispanic person. So zero suicides from January till now. And I'm very pleased, and I think that has a lot to speak about the engagement we've had with the community. No one has died by suicide in our native country in Kern County. And I'm very pleased to report that, because that is the difference that we're making. And I think this award really goes out to those families who have lost somebody to suicide, because it's never easy. And we want to eradicate that from our vocabulary. So our work is really anchored on that type of model. Zero suicides from here on out.
Yes, yeah. That's a big subject, though, that people don't want to talk about, but it's actually needs to be talked about, and it's actually, you know, creating the positive on it and actually giving people the natural, you know, our natural healing, not westernized, but actually finding the identity, finding, you know, who they are and get them back, you know. Some people walk the red road, you know, being sober, and some people, you know, don't even know where that road exists, and we're creating that path, finding the different areas, you know, for them to walk their own road, to be the trailblazers of their people. But yeah,
I want to just highlight a comment. We like our viewers to comment on your channel. Johnny, I read about Hispanic and Latino people also being seen as Native, and you're absolutely correct. I just want to clarify, for our clinic, we serve American Indians and Alaska Natives. That includes Hawaiian Natives. So we're talking about Native Americans who are either enrolled in a tribe in the United States, have a roll number, have a tribal card. We know that a lot of Hispanic, Latino people are indigenous people. They're also natives, but they're natives from Mexico, right? They're natives that, and we understand this country was once California, or
quote unquote, right?
Quote unquote, was Mexico region, but unfortunately, if they're classified as Hispanic or Latino, per our clinic guidelines, they unfortunately are not seen as the quote-unquote American Indian Alaska Native people. So when I was talking about zero suicides, I was really talking about specifically the population that we serve, which is urban American Indian Alaska Native people, including Hawaiian. So I just wanted to clarify that for our viewers, because it's very important to make the distinctions. But yes, you're absolutely right. In fact, our clinic is very unique. One thing that we're going to include as part of our model is to include indigenous peoples as part of that service population. So all our Hispanic, Latino, all the different indigenous people that are living in Kern County or in the Central Valley can also receive the same care, because we realize that we share the very same traditions and cultural practices within these two communities.
Yeah, the mixed bloodline, you know.
That's it.
Creating it all together.
Right, exactly.
Identify.
So, exactly. So we're very excited. We're very happy to be doing this work alongside with you. You know, Johnny's been a great board member. He joined the board almost a year and a half ago. It feels like it's been longer, but he has a wealth of knowledge. He's been part of this big change, serving with the rest of the board and really helping us out with all of the different grants and then also making connections. In fact, I want to highlight one contract that came through him, and that he networks all over. He travels all over the world and all over the country, and he's always dancing and part of his culture, and so he meets people. Well, he met a leader for Kern Regional Center in Kern County, and through that partnership, he invited that person to come to our clinic. Well, guess what? That led to a contractual agreement with Kern Regional Center for us to serve Native Americans with developmental disabilities, and we're very happy to do that, Johnny. Thank you for that. You were a key person to that contract, and so now we're able to hire some new staff. And the state, well, I shouldn't say the state. It is through the state, but it's a pass down to the county. We're going to be able to offer these services for our Native people, including Hispanics, including Latinos. They're not excluded as part of the service area because that contract, it's Native Americans, and so that's very general and very broad. So we're very happy to do that. That's one step forward for us to be able to serve a community that we have not been able to serve, and that's families who have children or their family members who have developmentally delayed or developmentally disabled or classified or meet the criteria for those kinds of services. So again, it's just a big achievement, and that's what board of directors do. They go out there and they make the connections, they introduce them to me, and we formalize those contracts so that we're able to provide more services.
Yeah, and that's it's on their dime. that's the main thing, because a lot of the counties, state, they don't know who to talk to, and they have all. That's where it came from. He's like, hey, I got all this money, and what do I do with it? Basically, can you be the bridge? Can you connect me? And that's how it happened. And it was just like, it's on their bill. They have to do it according to what they have. And now we're able to offer services that aren't on our bill.
Right. And that's what it boils down to. We got to think about how can we, in a good way, right? Because other counties don't have very good relationships with their tribal communities or their Native American communities. And how can we have counties really reinvest back into those organizations like ours, like the Urban Indian Health in Bakersfield, to give us money so that we can serve these people? Because we shouldn't be having to ask for it. You should be pouring that money into our community so that we can find more services, more healing, and reduce these kinds of things, these kinds of struggles we talked about earlier on in the video.
Yeah. And that's about it, man. We had a lot of great times.
Yeah, we haven't slept.
Yeah, coming back from DC.
Keep that mind busy. But thank you. I appreciate all your comments. It was an honor being here on your channel, Johnny. And I hope to see you guys again in the future. Feel free to just invite me, and we'll keep this talk moving
and we'll
forward.
see where we are then. Now, huh? Let's go get our flight now. We're hungry. Later, guys.
See ya.